Okay. Hello and welcome OCCC automotive students. My name is Steve Tucker and I'm one of the professors here. So I'm making a video today, instructional video for us, and it's going to be on service information, electronic service information, how to use it, what it looks like, where do we get it at, and so forth. Everything nowadays is located on the internet, of course, but we must go to, for General Motors, we must go to the General Motors website first. But anyway, we call this simply SI, okay? Service information. So we just abbreviate that, call it service information. So this is a critical tool in our diagnostic process, in our learning process, in repairing automobiles. Whatever company you work for, whatever system they have, whatever kind of scan tool is what we're going to talk about, whatever kind of scan tool they use, you need to get familiar with it, okay? You're going to access some information on the car with a scan tool. We're going to do a separate video on that. But whatever scan tool they have, whatever service information they have, whatever system they have, you really need to get familiar with that, okay? Everything that you need to know about fixing a car is on their website. So what I've got pulled up here right now is the General Motors website, okay? It's called Global Connect, okay? And so everything that General Motors has to offer, information-wise, technology-wise, operational-wise, is on this website, okay? Even for like ordering new cars and ordering parts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, everything is on here. And the login that I get and the login that you get, though, is custom tailored to my particular needs. So I can't order a new car on here, okay? that wouldn't be very good, all right? But all the service information that I need to fix a car is located on here, okay? And I'm going to show you a little bit about how that works and how to get to it and so forth. Once you get to work at a GM dealer, they should give you a login to it, to the website, okay? That depends and that varies with the dealership and how they do that, okay? But I've already logged in here, and I'm going to show you some stuff here and how this works on the topic of service information, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to step aside here and run this deal. Okay. All right. Okay, so this again is Global Connect. All right, it says Global Connect right up here. It's home, app center, different departments. You also get to your training right here too. Okay, we'll talk about that on another video. All right, so this is just their home page, and they got whatever advertisements they got going on there. And then over here on the right side are the applications or the apps, just like on anything nowadays. So I have a service information app, I have a TechLine Connect here. We'll talk about that in another video. We also have Investigate Vehicle History right here. That gives us all the information and warranty history and so forth on the vehicles. All right, and then accessory and then some other things here. All right, so from this screen, then all we got to do is click on service information right here, okay? Click on service information. It's going to open up another tab. All right, so this is what our service information home screen looks like, okay? And again, it's labeled General Motors service information. So we have several different options right here. But first of all, we probably want to build what we call build a vehicle. So what I've got sitting next to me here is a 2019 Chevrolet Blazer, okay? And so we can either put the whole VIN in right here, and this also will save the VIN numbers. Let's see if there's any in the history there. That don't look like it is. No. It'll save some previous VINs in that drop-down box there. It makes it easier. So that's just one little feature. But we select the year, the make, and the model, and then hit next, and then we will be able to view the information, service information. Okay? And we are North America here, of course. We have different regions. So this is 2019 that we're working on. So we just scroll down here, click on 2019. Then it says Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, or GMC, Chevrolet. And then we select the model that we're working on. Okay? And this is a Chevrolet Blazer. We click on Blazer, and we hit next. Okay? Now, at this screen, we have a few options. All right, so our main service information is at the top right here. Blazer service manual. Okay? We also have accessory manual. So, GM offers factory accessories that are sometimes dealer installed. Okay? And those, so the instructions for those don't come in the box anymore. Okay? With the running boards or the lights or whatever it is you're putting on. So they have a separate manual, but that's on here. Labor time guide is on here. Okay. Every warranty repair has a labor time assigned to it. And we'll talk about that as we go too. But that's where you find that at. Tells you how much you get paid. Then the owner's manual for the vehicle is in here too. Okay. So that's pretty handy sometimes. All right. So that's our options there. So we're going to start at the top there with Blazer service manual, because that's really our service topic today. Okay? All right. The first time you log in every day, it's going to give you this notice here in red. Some cautions and procedures here for working on vehicles. They want you to be very safe, so they want you to look at that and then accept that. So once you do that once every day, then you're good to go. All right, so let's look at this screen here now. All right, so again, it tells us at the top here that this is a 2019 Blazer. It's a Blazer service manual. All right, so we've got some quick links, you might say, across the top here. Fastener specifications, RPO code list. That's pretty handy. We'll talk about that. RPO stands for regular production options. Okay, so we can look at the options that were available on this car. All right, maintenance items, master electrical component list. So in the electrical class, that's pretty handy. Okay, so I'm going to look at all these tabs here in a minute. I'm just kind of doing a general overview right now for us. Okay, diagnostic starting point. If you forget where you want to start at, sometimes you can always go back to this and give you some clues. Trouble code list, symptom list, control module references. As you get involved in the repair of these cars, all those things will become a lot more useful, and you'll understand what they're for. But the control module references basically tells you, gives you all the different modules on the vehicle. It tells you where they're located on the car, certain programming precautions and so forth, and a lot of stuff about each module that's on the car. All right. So over here we have a service category type list. Okay, so we can look at service bulletins by category or all of them. We can look at recalls, campaigns, and so forth, general information. Then it starts different things about the car itself: body and hardware, body repair, body systems, brakes, diagnostics, and so forth. Okay, driver information, and on down the list here. Let me scroll it down just a little bit. Okay. All right. So each one of these categories has some subcategories, and we're going to get to that. Like I say, we're just doing, our introduction today. All right. Let me move something here real quick. Whoops. There we go. All right. Okay. Let me close that window real quick. I just unplugged something. There we go. All right. So body systems. Let's just go ahead and look at body systems. A lot of the body electrical things that we're going to talk about in electrical class are right here. So let's start right there. So we click on body systems, and it's going to open up some more subcategories. All right. See there? So every category we go to, though, is going to have then bulletins that are separated out for that particular category. So that's very handy. All right. Preliminary information is part of that. Here we have windows, horns, lighting, mirrors, vehicle access, wipers, and washers. Okay. So that's how that is going to look. Pretty much anytime you do a category, it's going to have broke down what's in there. So let's look at brakes, for example. Okay. Brakes is going to have, again, it's going to have bulletins, so forth at the top. Then it's going to have analog brakes, disc brakes, hydraulic brakes, parking brakes, trailer brakes. Okay, so each Each category then has subcategories and so forth. So they're all going to be there. So for me, that's the easiest way to find the information that I'm looking for, is to go by the categories. Okay? Let's back up to the home page. There is a search feature right here. Okay? You can search keywords and so forth right here. All right, but that will give you way more information that you want that you have to sift through. Okay, just remember that. That is not the best way to find the information you're looking for in this system. Okay, this is, as I tell students, this is not like Google. Okay, it's not as smart as Google, and it doesn't know what you're looking for. You have to tell it exactly what you're looking for. So, as an example, if you want to know how to change the water pump on the car, okay, and you type in water pump there, if the service information calls it a coolant pump, you won't find a water pump. Okay, it doesn't know that it's the same thing. All right, so you have to call it, you have to type in the exact term and wording that's in service information for it to find it. Plus, you'll get a bunch of information you don't want. So, I can't stress that enough. Students always want to use the search feature, and it has its place, but the easiest and the fastest way to find what you're looking for is to go to the category like brakes, electrical, steering, and so forth. You'll get there really quick. All right? So just a little bit about that. All right. Get out of there. All right, so let's go back to body systems. All right. Okay, so let's just take fixed and movable windows. So every one of those subcategories is going to have this list, okay? There's going to be a specification page. There's going to be schematics, diagnostic information, repair procedures, description of operation, and special tools. So every one of these subcategories is going to go to here, okay? So if I want to know how to replace the window motor, okay, I can just go right here to repair instructions. Okay. All right. So, front door window frame, regulator, motor. Front side door window regulator motor replacement. Click. There it is. Okay. So even with me talking, it didn't take very long to find that, did it? There must be some kind of way out of here. Sorry about that. Forgot to silence my phone. All right. All right. So that gives you window regulator motor replacement procedure. Shows you what it looks like. And then it gives you instructions. Okay, right here. All right. So it also gives you links to get to that. All right. In other words, before you can actually get to that, you have to take the window regulator out. Okay. So you click on that, and it goes back to shows you how to get the regulator out of the door. All right. So forth. But then it gives you cautions and so forth. It gives you torque specs. Okay. This happens all the time. They'll show what the motor looks like and everything, and then what the torque specs are, and then procedure for taking it out and putting it back in, and what you need to do. So it has, on this one here, there's a reset function. Okay, after you put a new one in there, it says use a scan tool to perform appropriate reset functions, and you can click on that, window motor programming, express function, and make sure you finish that out. So what we need to know about that is, and this is a general principle, guys, gals, is that today's cars are really not that complicated, but they do have very specific procedures for doing repairs. Okay, so if you just took this door panel off and put a motor in there and sent it down the road, the customer might come back saying, hey, my express feature doesn't work, okay, because you didn't program it. Okay, and the only way to know is by experience or by reading and getting the instructions. And I know it's really hard, but we have to read the instructions. Okay, it's very important. All right, so this is just a general principle of how this works and some of the steps to it. Okay. All right, so I hope that helped. So this is about repetition too. All right, I'm gonna have to wrap this video up in just a minute. All right, and then we'll move along some more. All right, so body systems, All right, lighting, same way. We didn't look at schematics. So let's just look at schematics on this page. Okay, let's look at headlights. All right, now here we have two different options, okay, for headlights. And there's a TF4 and a T4L. That's those regular production option codes. Okay, so at this point you have to figure out which headlight system is on this car, okay, or you're not going to have the right information. Okay, all right, I think I'm about out of time for this session. I'm going to stop the video and then pick up here. All right.